Over the last 2 weeks, we started to notice a continuous rise in daily infections, led in the main by the provinces of Gauteng, Western Cape, and KwaZulu-Natal. The rise in daily infections took a sharper uptick as we got to the end of just the last week, the week which ended on the 23rd of April. And this uptick has been sustained during the week starting on the Monday of the 25th of April up to yesterday, reaching up to over 6,000 one-day infections on Wednesday, the 27th of April, which reflected on the tests which were done on the 26th of April, that is the Tuesday, just before the holiday. We then witnessed a slight decline to just over 4,000 infections on Thursday, that was yesterday, the 28th April, but we also are aware that this was tests which were done on a public holiday. So we decided to wait a bit longer to observe this trend before we could communicate with the public, just to be able to have at least 14 days of observation to see whether this upward trend was being sustained or whether it was just something which was just for a moment. But the answer to that question is a resounding yes, that indeed over the last 14 days the rise in infections have been sustained from just going over 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 up to reaching 6,300 in one day, as was the report on the Wednesday, which reflected a Tuesday test. Nationally, as of 25th of April 2022, there has been a 137% increase in new cases compared to 7 days prior, which is, when you look at the infection curve, it's a steep rise. This new steep rise was driven by higher rates of infection, as I've said, in Gauteng, in KZN, and also in the Western Cape. The three provinces, just on a daily basis, including yesterday, accounted for 85% of the positive cases of the country, and it was the same trend over the last 7 days. As of yesterday, when you look at so that is the 7-day average, but as you look even yesterday's result, Gauteng province alone accounted for 53% of the positive cases, KwaZulu-Natal 23%, and Western Cape 11%. So that actually gives you 87% of all the positive cases of the country. The positivity rate also quite worrying. In Gauteng 23%, KwaZulu-Natal 23%, Western Cape 16%. The only new province which shot up in terms of positivity yesterday was the Northern Cape, which surpassed Western Cape at the rate of 18%. Active cases have risen from the lows of just less than 15,000 active cases in a day some weeks ago to 39,500 active cases yesterday. The question which is now on top of our minds is whether we have entered the fifth wave. As much earlier than we expected, because all along we've been expecting, as advised from our scientists, that probably middle of May or later in May or even early in June, we may enter the fifth wave. The question now on the top of our minds is whether, and as it's been debated in a number of media platforms, is whether indeed this fifth wave has commenced.